All right, what up, YouTube? This is No Cap, No Filter back at y'all another episode of Run It With You. I'm your host, Smalley G. And today we're going to run about the club scene, man. A lot of people want to know what happened to the club scene. And I'm going to do the club scene now versus my era, like before the social media era. And when I say before social media, I ain't talking about before any social media, but before social media really was just like met up to society standards and society norms, and before social media was just really a thing. I'm talking about MySpace days, early Facebook days, early Instagram days when you couldn't even DM somebody. You had to, write under an old picture to talk to them. You remember you remember that old Instagram time right there, that era right there. Um, and I really think social media really played a part into the club scene that we have today. Now, if you only know the club scene that we have today and you can't compare the two, then you probably just think your era lit. Like everybody think the era lit. If you was in the 80s, you like your era. You was in the 90s, you like your era. Early 2000s and so forth. But I can tell you right now, I experienced both, and they got pros and cons to each one. But I'm gonna tell you reasons why I think the club scene back in the day, like late 2000s, like 2010, 2015, that time, that era, you know, 20 to 15 years ago. I'm gonna tell you why I think it was better. Specifically Houston, I'm 35, so I'm gonna let you know a little bit of something. I'm 35. I've been clubbing since I was at least 16, so back and forth from like New Orleans to Houston. You know what I'm saying? I got my fair share of experience in them clubs, but I'm a strictly keep it, on a Houston tip for right now. Um, Man, when I was first clubbing in Houston, like clubbing for real, man, they had clubs every night you could go to. I'm gonna take some of y'all back with this one. But bam, on a Monday you had Mr. A's. On a Wednesday you had Roxy. On a Thursday, you already know I'm going. You had Metropolis. Boy, Metropolis used to go down. That's by far my favorite. I remember you could get in free before 10, $2 wells all night. Man, you couldn't beat it. I think ladies was free all night. Something like that. I forgot. Um, this was when Eventbrite was popping. They had a lot of different places you could go to in Eventbrite, like a lot of college places, college clubs, Club Next, the hookah ball, D-ball, Pink Monkey, a lot of them spots, man. I'm taking y'all back. Comment down below if you remember some of these spots, man. This was when In the Mix was popping. If you was in that club scene around that time, especially if you was in college, TSU, PV, you already know what I'm talking about, man. You could take your picture with the people that was taking the photos. You'll see your picture on In the Mix on the internet the next day. Um, Let me see. Fridays was they had your after hours. They had like breakers. Um, Friday, I think they had a club called Toke Ball. Um, Saturdays was, yeah, I'm starting to forget a lot of these clubs. Not because I ain't clubbing so long back then. Um, Saturdays, I forgot, man. Let me know in the comment section below what they had on Saturdays and Sundays. But I do remember for sure Wednesdays was Roxy's, Thursdays was Metropolis, Mondays was Mr. A's. I do remember that. And I think Saturdays and Fridays, people used to go on the south side. They used to go to Carol's. They used to go to Carrollton. So yeah. But man, that was a time back then. And let me let y'all know something. This was a time when you used to go to the club and literally have so much fun because you didn't worry about people with cameras in your face recording you and all that. Like people literally used to go to the club and dance. I'm talking about, they had your snap your fingers era, they had your crunk era, they had your jigging era when people was popping the pills. Um they had Boosie and Webby popping at the time. Like, they had that BR music. Like, it was just a lot of stuff. I'm talking about used to leave your club drenched in sweat, having so much fun. You know what I'm saying? Especially if the people was on them jiggers, you know what I'm saying, getting a lot of orange juice from the ball, getting a lot of drinks from the ball. Like I said, they had $2 well specials. They was real strong. They wouldn't. Well, I don't know. They probably was doing it back then, but they weren't cutting the liquor a lot like how they doing now. But all this fake stuff they got going around. Mind you, they had a dance floor. People was actually on the dance floor. This was a time where they had the dance floor, the ball, and very few VIP section. Very few space was taken up by the VIP. That way, when you was in VIP, you actually felt like a VIP. Now the whole club is a whole sections of miniature VIPs, damn near. And the dance floor is basically obsolete or small. But back then, it was all about the dance floor. Some clubs had a dance floor and a stage. You get on stage and dance and stuff, man. It was just a fun time, bro. It was just a very fun time. Like, you used to couldn't wait to go to the club. You used to go by your people house or go by your friend's house. Y'all used to all pregame. Y'all remember that pre-gaming? Y'all used to all get y'all liquor, all get y'all drinks of choice. Some people had like a little fifth of this or a little fifth of that, and you drink before you go to the club. Me, I used to be drinking before I get to the club. I used to have me like a little coffee mug that you get from the gas station with some ice in it, pour my drink in it, and just be sipping on the way to the club. That way, when I get to the club, you'll only have to go ahead on and spend, maybe on a drink or two, because you already was going to the club lit. This was around the time where Four Locos was popping. Basically, what Cut Waters is today to this generation, that's what Four Locos was to us. Don Julio, what that is to this generation. Back in that time, that was Patron was popping. Well, not yeah, Patron was popping and Ciroc was popping. You was a Ciroc boy. I used to be Patron, pineapple and Patron shorty. I used to have a pineapple and Patron in both hands going to the club, man. But yeah, you used to go pregame with your people. Uh, get ready to go to the club. Y'all used to be drinking, smoking. Uh, if you mess with them pills, you're going to find you a pill. You're going to get you a jigger to get in that thing, get on your level. And man, we used to have us a time, bro. We used to have us a time. Then, if after the club, you used to go ahead on and go to the barbecue, man, get you something to eat, go to Waffle House, get you something to eat, and then go ahead on and hit the after hours. Hit the after hour spot by like 3 o'clock. Now, if you ain't got nothing popping with nobody and you single by like 4 o'clock in the morning, 4:30 in the morning, you need to go ahead on and call it a night. You need to go ahead on and call it a night, man, because ain't nothing about to be popping after that. But yeah, clubs wouldn't a lot of money to get in. You ain't have to spend an arm and a leg to get in. Nowadays, you got to spend an arm and a leg to get in. You'd be like, damn, it's 30, 40 to get up in there. Who performing tonight? Oh, nobody. It's just how it is on an average night. What? That was unheard of back in my day. You spending, around $15 to get in all night, and if you didn't spend 15, you probably get in for free before 10. Sometimes you had the little RSVP on Eventbrite. You had to go put that in. But yeah, man. And sometimes you didn't even need to go to a club. You could hit a college party. I know PV used to have the phone parties. They used to have a lot of like kickbacks and stuff on TSU campus. Or just somebody who was popular probably was throwing some like kickback or something like that. So the prices to get in was cheaper. They didn't have sectionals running rampant with charging over $1,000 to get in a section. These same bottles that they give you in a section, they water them down. Then these same bottles you could get for way cheaper out the liquor store before you even go to the club. Like, it's just a scam. It just costs so much. People on their phones all day in the club now. Back in the day, I ain't gonna say our clothes are just cheap, but it's way cheaper than what people wearing now with designer. Like all this designer, like social media made it to what everybody gotta be too cool for school. Like everybody, all the dudes want to be up in there nonchalant. All the dudes want to be up in there acting like they just so cool. Everybody want to just be taking videos. People going to the club for Instagram aesthetics. Like some girls literally don't even feel like going to the club, but just for Instagram aesthetic purposes, they'll go just because they going out with this, group of females. They'll be able to get some good pictures. They'll be able to get some good videos, and it's for the story, or it's for the timeline. And dudes too, dudes going just for Instagram purposes. And nowadays, fun is just who looking the most lit. You know, who looking the most lit in a section. That's all you gonna see. It's all you gonna see. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, man, we wouldn't even worry about a phone because first of all, the quality of our phones wouldn't all that. We had flip phones, we had flip phones, but I think that was the beauty of it. We didn't have this access to this technology and social media and good camera quality phones and stuff with video footage and stuff like that. I think that was the beauty of it. That's where we just focused on being social. Now, a lot of people feel like since 2020, a lot of kids today not being social. A lot of kids are inside. They looking at streamers. They looking on YouTube. They just, brainlessly scrolling, and that's messing with a lot of people's social skills. Me, I don't know about that. I think no matter what, in any generation, there's just gonna be certain kids that's gonna be more social than others. They're gonna have kids that like to socialize. They're gonna have kids that's just introverted and stay to themselves, shy. You're gonna have your outcast kids. I just think that's gonna be like that in any generation. But I mean, for the most part, you had to talk to people. Like now, you ain't really got to talk to nobody. You could just some way somehow get their Instagram. I don't be understanding how dudes do that. Like how dudes be getting y'all Instagram ladies when they never met you before, but they seen you in the club and they get your Instagram. Now, I know you could get somebody Instagram if you have some type of mutual following with somebody, or you get somebody number and then they'll pop up in your suggestion. But I don't be understanding how girls be going to the club and then have a lot of instances where a dude see them in the club and be like, "Oh yeah, I seen you in the club. I was wondering if I could talk to you." Just I never understood that unless he already been following her or already know of her. But yeah, uh, but I think in today's time, like I said, I'm 35, so the only time I'm clubbing is when I'm traveling. That's when I like to club because I'm in a new city or I'm in a new country. I'm trying to experience the food. I'm trying to experience the culture. I'm trying to experience the nightlife. So that's when I'll go clubbing. But as far as being in Houston home, nah, man, my clubbing days are over, bro. I've been clubbing since I was 16, man. I'm 35 now. I started getting burnt out by the time I was 25. So 10 years ago, as the years went on, I just been clubbing and clubbing less and less. But I can tell you one thing. I enjoyed my time when I had it. I enjoyed my time when I had it, bro. Because man, it was I think that was the peak clubbing era, like maybe 2010 through 2017, probably. Now I could add the older days even before that, like, maybe '07, '08, '09. Like that's when I was, in high school and just getting out of high school. So I remember clubbing while I was in high school too. I used to be going to Rockefeller 2.5 out there in New Orleans, if you know, if you know what that is. I think what it was, the chocolate bar, the taste bar. I forgot one of them little clubs. Um, used to hit that little club on the West Bank. Yeah, man, I didn't have my fair share of clubbing, but if you know, like I know, bro, one thing about it, after you did club so much, it's like, man, I don't see how some people could do it, being in their 30s and 40s and still clubbing every single weekend. I can't understand that. And one thing about going to the club all the time, something negative bound to happen. You either gonna get your car broken into. That's another thing. Back then, you didn't get your car broken into so much. Like that just started becoming a real trendy lick. Like that a lot of dudes didn't have that on their jacket, breaking in the clause. Like they had dudes steal your car, but just breaking in your car, you got to worry about getting your car broken into, glass shattered, things missing. Getting no DUI. You worry about getting into a club, going to jail. Uh, you know, unless you just a late bloomer, you just started clubbing 25. But if you clubbing since high school like me, oh, because you gotta think about it, if you was clubbing since 16, by the time you 25, man, you'd have been clubbing damn near 10 years already. You know what I'm saying? Fuck all that. But yeah, man. And then meeting people in the club, the odds you meeting a good girl in the club is like a needle in a haystack. I really truly believe that. Because every girl gonna say, "Oh, I'm only here because it's my friend's birthday," or "I'm only here because my friend dragged me out." No, you here because you want to be here for the most part. And especially depending on the type of club you meet in. Now, if you meet at an upscale type of lounge, grown and sexy, then cool. But if you meeting at some ratchet ass club, you know that ratchet club when you see it. You meeting in a ratchet ass club, especially if she in that bitch twerking. She ain't no good. She ain't ready to settle down. She ain't about to leave that club and just be no housewife. So that's another thing, man. You ain't just gonna meet no good girls in no club. What they said on Coming to America, oh no, you in the wrong spot. You trying to meet a woman in the club, you gotta go to the library. You gotta go to um the community center. You gotta go to church. That way you gonna meet some good girls, clean girls. But yeah, I think social media really play a part in that. Social media got people thinking they more than what they is. Everybody is. I always say this main character syndrome. It's almost like the Truman Show. Everybody think they got the Truman Show in the palm of their phone. So they want to show people off their life. They want to showcase their life, and more people are just more conceited with themselves than others, and more people want to show off than others. So when it comes to the club, you're really looking for a lot of that validation because you are in the section, you got all the girls, you in the section, you was invited by the dudes. Um, you in the section, you got on designer, you in this section, you got on, I don't know if they still wear red bottoms, like, it's just everybody looking for a lot of validation, everybody looking for a lot of social proof, everybody looking for a lot of status. That's all it's about. It's a whole bunch of status wrestling in the club, and a whole bunch of hypergamy going on in the club, and it's like a lot. It's like a mating call. It's like a mating call up in there. Yeah, but I didn't have some wild times in the club too, man. I didn't have my fair share of fights in the club. That was my first time getting jumped in the club, y'all. Believe it or not, and my first time getting jumped was in the club. My first time going to jail was in the club. Um, I didn't had a lot of club negative experiences that I look back at now and I laugh, but at the same time I look back and be like, oh yeah, I can't put myself in that position no more, or I'll try to avoid that position. But let me know what y'all think down in the comment section below. What's y'all fine memories of the club now compared to the club back then? We didn't already cover the sections. We didn't already cover social media. We already covered cover prices. Not to mention parking. Ooh, boy, they try to hit you over the head with parking now, don't they? We already covered your car getting possibly broken into. Um, what else? Bottle girls. Yeah, do not wife for bottle girls, fellas. I know they be looking good. I know they fine, but you gotta think about it. They up in here doing a job, and along that come with that job is meeting people and talking to people. and they gonna be meeting a lot of men that got more money than you, more motion than you, more status than you. But yeah, bottle girl service, that became a thing. Hookah service, that became a thing. The immersion with the club and the restaurants, and I'm about tired of these restaurants, all these green grass walls all around the place. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker just trying to order some food. It's bad enough you gotta order food with twerking going on in the background. You gotta order food with Lululemon going on in the background, and on top of that, gratuity prices. Tip the cashier, man. Go to hell. But let me know what y'all think down in the comment section below, man. I think I'm missing something. I know I'm gonna end this video saying, man, I forgot to talk about that. That was a whole another thing in the club you gotta worry about. But let me know down in the comment section below, man. What y'all think about the club now compared to back in the day? I'm out, man.